Expect a lot of big plays in helping this team beat the Jacksonville Jaguars here today. But the good thing for Dallas that Drew Bledsoe has some weapons offensively, even if Terrell Owens isn't able to finish this ball game. And that's going to be important, Joe, because I'm not so sure that Dallas is going to be able to run the ball effectively against this Jags defense.
If this game comes down to a field goal attempt, remember this: Mike Vanderjagt, who was brought in with a $2.5 million bonus, not even on the trip, and Sean Sweezum is kicking today for Dallas. Let's switch sides and go to Jacksonville. I said this is a playoff team from a year ago, a 12-win team from a year ago, and I don't know that the casual fan realizes how good they were last year.
I don't think they do either, and I think that that's not lost on this Jacksonville organization. They recognize that they were a 12-4 team, made the playoffs, and they really feel that they're a better team than what they were a year ago. And the same could be said for Byron Leftwich. I think there's a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He wants to come out and show the nation today in front of a national audience that he, along with this team, is ready to make it to the next level.
Well, here's some information we didn't have a moment ago. That is that Jacksonville will start this day with a football. What's the weather like? It has been muggy. 82 degrees, heat index 87. Humidity is way up. Chance of thunderstorms, a chance of lightning, which is one way to delay a football game. But right now, while the Jaguars wanted to wear their white unis and make Dallas wear their dark road blue, the sun is behind the clouds, and that's really not much of a factor with any sort of bearing down heat on these players today. Maurice Jones-Drew is waiting deep, the rookie from UCLA. Here we go. Thanks for being with us. Taken by one of the up men. That's Brady from the 10. And the tight end can't make it to the 20. Knocked down at the 19-yard line, a return of 9 yards. Sweezum can kick it deeper than Vanderjagt. That wasn't very deep, but it was effective as it ended up in Brady's arms. And here is Byron Leftwich, only 5 interceptions last year. And Troy, that's one thing they point to. He does not turn it over.
No, and neither does this entire Jacksonville offense. Last year, they only turned the ball over 17 times, which was second best in the National Football League. And when you're talking about a game like this between two defensive units, field position and turnovers is going to play a big role in the outcome of this one.
A quick throw to the outside for Williams. Reggie can't get around Newman. Terrence Newman is a fourth-year player out of Kansas State and is really coming into his own as a leader on this Dallas defense. Up front, they've got some road graders at the guard position with Manuai and Naoli. Williams and Barnes, the tackles. Meester is the center. The backs and receivers, Fred Taylor. A guy who last year was bothered by injuries, including an ankle injury. Played in only 11 games and had under 800 yards for the season. 2nd and 6. Two throws from Leftwich. Wide open is Reister. And the tight end has a first down out at the 35. Defensively, and folks, this is a very big, very good Dallas defense. But because they're big, the Jaguars on offense are going to try and get them running around. They play a 3-4, although the Jaguars will tell you it's more of a 5-2 because of those outside linebackers, big bodies with Ware and Ellis. And there's the secondary good, and the rookie Pat Watkins starts at free safety. First down, Fred Taylor, first carry. Good run. Out to the 42, picked up 6.
I like what Jacksonville has done here in this first possession. The first 2 plays of the game, they come out and throw the ball. Good, safe throws. But they're also out on the perimeter. They want to try to get this defense running, as you said, Joe. The last thing they want to do is try to pack this offensive formation tight and then bring all those defenders down for the Dallas Cowboys, because they just don't feel that they match up. As you said, it's a very physical defensive front.
2nd down and 4. Leftwich in trouble, finds Reister, and he is brought down immediately. A loss of 1 on the play, and DeMarcus Ware, Troy, who is just getting bigger and better, and the sky's the limit for a player who some think might be the best athlete on this team.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure that those that feel that way would be wrong in saying it. I mean, this guy's now in his sophomore season. He's gotten bigger, he's gotten stronger, he's got a much better understanding of what he's being asked to do within this defensive system, and he has had a great camp, and they're expecting some really big things from him this year.
Moreeeee Drew in the offensive formation for the Jaguars. And incomplete. Good play coming over the back was Burnett. Moreeeee Drew, the intended receiver, and that, Troy, is one of those matchups. They want to get the speedy Moreeeee Drew out on the edges and make these linebackers cover him.
Well, that's right. You're going to see Moreeeee Drew here. He's going to go out on what's called an option route. It gets him on the linebacker Burnett. Now, Moreeeee Drew is a rookie. He's very agile, very quick and explosive. The Jags feel that that benefits them, and he should be able to win those matchups. He didn't win that one.
The left-footed Chris Hansen. Jamaica Rector. And Jamaica is out to the 30. That's where the Dallas offense will start with it. 1 first down for the Jaguars on offense. Now it's the Cowboys' turn. No score.
Southwest Airlines fun fares are available every day to your favorite destinations starting at just $59.
You are now free to move about the country.
Life takes ambition. Life takes luck. It takes determination. It takes confidence, respect, and talent. Life takes joy and spontaneity. It also takes a little help. That's where we come in. So go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
I'm gonna have my associates search you.
Think he's dead already?
No why as ever. You don't know what this is like.
You better get organized.
I tipped you off, and you're not in jail.
I got an informer in my outfit. I say, kill everybody.
You wanted to chop me up and feed me the pork?
I can get the rat. Let me do it my way.
The Departed, a Martin Scorsese picture. Rated R. Starts October 6th.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Listen to that. They're into it here in week 1 in Jacksonville. T.O. right out of the gate. Gets a little extra hit at the end from Donovan Darius. And, well, there you go. 1 play, 1 catch.
Now, Rasheed Mathis, he's their best corner. He comes up and he tries to get a jam. He had safety help from Deion Grant. But you have got to get up and try to reroute, especially when you have safety help. You cannot allow Terrell Owens to come off the ball with what was a free release there.
Hand off to Julius Jones, and there is nothing there. No gain. Take a look at the offense. You can see Mike Peterson in the middle of it. The middle linebacker was questionable with a sprained MCL. He is starting, but right now the offensive line with Gerard in the middle. Mark Colombo, kind of a surprise, but he's the starting right tackle. Julius Jones with a lot of Marion Barber sprinkled in. Terrell Owens, Terry Glenn, Witten, and the rookie Fasano as the Cowboys start with 2 tight ends. 2nd and 9. Terrell Owens circled at the bottom of your screen. Terrell Owens with his 2nd catch into Jaguar territory to their 49. Gain of 7.
Well, Joe, you're going to take another look at this. Rashean Mathis, again, is the corner. And you can tell how physical T.O. is right there. Once he gets engaged with Mathis, well, now it's just a matter of strength. He's able to use his hands to get separation. And when he's going to be running those slant routes, there's going to have to be some help there from the middle. Otherwise, he's going to be able to complete that ball all afternoon.
3rd and 2. To the outside, Glenn, first down. Take a look at this defense. They are heavy up front, and they are outstanding, the best in the league at the defensive tackle position. And that means Marcus Stroud, who is very questionable for this start after rolling his ankle on Wednesday. The 3-time Pro Bowler is there, along with his partner John Henderson. The linebackers, Bryson Smith and Mike Peterson, is in the middle. Darius and Grant to the safeties. Williams brought in from Minnesota, and Rashean Mathis on the other side. First down, Julius Jones into that defensive front, picked up 1.5 yards.
Well, just as Drew Bledsoe told us last night, Joe, he said, I think it's pointless if we're going to try to run the ball between the tackles. They certainly understand the strength of this defense is in the middle with those 2 defensive tackles and then Mike Peterson in the middle. And so that's why what we've seen is Dallas has spread the ball out. They've thrown a couple slant routes now to T.O. They got the ball to the outside to Terry Glenn. That's where the plays have come. They've not been able to run the football effectively on the 2 attempts by Jones.
Empty backfield on 2nd and 8. Underneath, incomplete, well covered by Grant. Rashean Mathis, who had his arm around Terry Glenn. Glenn pops up looking for the flag, and even though Mathis, there was a little contact there, no penalty marker, brings up 3rd and 8.
You know, these corners for Jacksonville, whether it's Rashean Mathis or Brian Williams or any of the safeties that'll be playing, they're excited about this opportunity today. They know that they get a chance on a national stage to go up against one of the premier receiving corps in the National Football League, and they're looking forward to it.
Second time Bledsoe looks like he's killing a play at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 8. Firing, and it's the tight end Witten. The Pro Bowler has a first down for Dallas inside the 25.
So far, what's happened for Dallas, which is something that they desperately needed coming into this game, is protection interior-wise amongst the guards and center, because that's where Drew Bledsoe does not like to get pressure right up inside. But he's got a nice pocket there, and then Jason Witten. It's going to be a mismatch. Jason Witten on Mike Peterson. I think Mike Peterson is a terrific middle linebacker, but I think that favors Dallas if that's who's going to be covering Jason Witten.
8th play of this first possession for the Cowboys, and it's Julius Jones. Julius Jones for the touchdown. What a start for Dallas.
A pretty impressive drive, Joe. They come out, they throw the ball, they get this defense running. They did not have much success on the first couple of attempts. Now they come back with a little counter play, and Julius Jones is able to hit it inside with his quickness. Very impressive drive and a real statement there on the first offensive possession for Dallas.
What a great block by Anthony Fasano, the rookie tight end, who came in and right in the hole delivered the block to spring Julius Jones. That drive, a couple to T.O., 1 to Glenn, 1 to Witten. Jones in for the touchdown. How many footballs they have down there? A lot of talent. Dallas up by 7.
That was an amazing win. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel awesome.
A lot of people wrote you guys off early this year. Did you have any doubts?
No doubts. No doubts.
What's it like to be part of sports history?
I have no idea.
Can't find the words?
No, I'm not on the team. I'm just here for the Bud Light. I can get you one. It's a cooler right over here. Are you sure? Woo!
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
The way they work today.
Get full from Taco Bell's value menu.
Bruno, what is the holdup? I'm full? Not possible. You are hungry, Bruno. 9-time competitive eating champion. You don't get full.
80 half-pound burrito for warm-up.
Hungry Bruno fool!
Introducing Taco Bell's half-pound value menu lineup. Now fill up on any of 3 hefty half-pound burritos to keep your stomach and your wallet full. Think outside the bun.
She is the team mom, mother of 53 boys. Big boys. That's why she's big on Campbell's Chunky. Campbell's Chunky. Hearty meals packed with big chunks of beef, chicken, or sausage. Savory soups and chili to feed an NFL-sized hunger. Team Mom, we salute you. Campbell's Chunky. Deals that fill you up right.
Jeter and the Yankees battle the hated Red Sox. Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week.
Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Bud Light. Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
It is raining here in Jacksonville. Started to spit on that drive by Dallas. Now it's coming down pretty good. Maurice Drew, take a knee. The Jaguars last year in the first quarter gave up the fewest points in the NFL. 1 possession for the Cowboys here in 06. 7 points on the board. A good start for Big D.
Welcome to Lowe's. May I help you? Yes. We have this kitchen. We'd love to have this kitchen. Let me show you some options. Okay, let's get started.
At Lowe's, our kitchen specialists can help you build a kitchen you've always dreamed of. We'll walk you through every step, even installation, with your budget in mind. When you come to Lowe's, you'll find more than a salesperson. You'll find a partner. Lowe's. Let's build something together.
Use your Lowe's card and pay nothing for 12 months on any kitchen cabinets or countertops purchase of $299 or more.
What if the Fox NFL Sunday is sponsored by Visa? Go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa. By TGI Fridays restaurants with 7 radically different appetizers. By Lowe's. For all your home improvement needs, Lowe's. Let's build something together. And by Open Season in theaters September 29th, rated PG.
Julius Jones with his 13th career rushing touchdown, and it's a 7-0 Cowboy lead. Starting from their own 20, Jacksonville. Leftwich fires, and it's into the air, knocked around and incomplete. George Reister has been a frequent target for Leftwich. Let's check in with Chris Rose for a game break.
All right, Joe, it is raining where you are. In the meantime, the Bears are reigning supreme at Lambeau Field. Rex Grossman, 6 of his first 7 for 110 yards in this 49-yarder to Bernard Berrien. Very quiet. The Bears are up 7-zip and driving. Back to Joe, Troy, and Pam.
All right, Chris, thank you. That even made your head turn and look at the monitor, Troy.
Well, that'll end any quarterback controversy, at least for another week.
At least for one more week. Good start for Rex Grossman, a real likable guy. That's incomplete, and may have slipped out of the hand of Leftwich, and they're already starting to moan and groan here in this stadium watching Byron Leftwich, who, let's face it, was in the unenviable position of taking over for Mark Brunell, the beloved quarterback down here. Took the Jaguars to 2 AFC championship games just about right out of the gate, and Leftwich has been fighting uphill ever since.
Well, I think that, and the team struggled initially, and that's why he was drafted where he was. Last year, you know, he actually did a pretty good job and had a good year, but then he got injured towards the end of that season, and then David Garrard came in and led them to a 4-1 record and into the playoffs, and then Byron didn't play well in that playoff game against New England. And
that last play was ruled a fumble as it went backward, and making the play in the secondary on Matt Jones is Henry.
You know, there was some speculation that the job was open for competition at quarterback coming into training camp. Now, Jack Del Rio, the head coach, never acknowledged that, but there are some that said it was open competition, but David Garrard really did not play particularly well when he got his opportunities. But we're already hearing the fans after that possession. You know, they're going to be frustrated if they're not able to move the football offensively any better than what they have so far.
Dallas should end up with great field position. Hansen hits a decent punt from inside the 40. It's Rector. Jamaica. No flag on that block, and Rector returns it 4 yards. Brought down by Scott Starks. Rough start for the Jaguars and Byron Leftwich as the rain pounds down here in Florida.
We're playing San Diego. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, and puked in between. And that's when I knew it.
I felt like I was playing with little kids and I was a grown man, like Superman.
I ran the fastest 40 at the camp, and I was still 15 years old. So that's when I knew I was going to be pretty good. Oh, yeah.
Three screens, wireless, broadband, and TV are coming together. Another innovation from AT&T, helping you make the most of your world. The passion to invent, the drive to deliver. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
I am appalled that you would serve an appetizer called potato skinny dippers. It's a potato, but it's naked.
He's not ready. Are you? Fridays introduces 7 radically different appetizers. For a limited time, just $4 each with any entree.
Cowboys have it for the second time here in this first quarter. 7.5 to play. You ever been in this booth? You ever been in this stadium before, Troy?
Yeah, once before. Pretty big game.
Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Where's Chris?
Chris who?
If he ever got work. Jones trying the left side and picking up a yard. Hey, let's say hi, unfortunately down in the rain, to the third member of our team, Pam Oliver.
Just watch my hair grow, Joe. As you know, since his arrival in Dallas, it's been all T.O. all the time, and quite frankly, a lot of his teammates are sick of the constant media dissection. Some of the guys I spoke with today said the guy deserves a chance to start fresh. Roy Williams may be one of his biggest champions. He says he welcomed T.O. in with a big hug and the words, "Welcome home." Clean slate for T.O. in Dallas. It'll be interesting to see what he does with it, Joe.
Yeah, that's for sure. Thanks, Pam. 2nd down and 9. Off his back foot is Jones, waiting for it in the open field. Bledsoe flipped it off his back foot, and Julius Jones is there waiting behind Brian Williams, and a 39-yard completion for the Cowboys.
Yeah, they go to the empty set, Joe, and they motion Julius Jones out to the sidelines, and then you've got one of your better corners who's actually lined up on him. You know, I know Jacksonville would prefer not to have that happen, but because he motioned out of the backfield, that's the way it ended up. Now, Brian Williams gets caught looking inside. He thinks Drew Bledsoe is going to throw it to the inside receiver, and that's why he was able to run up the sidelines and get open like he was.
And that inside receiver was Terrell Owens. Handoff is to Barber. Julius Jones catches a break on the sideline. Stroud the first one there at a gain of 3.
Well, it's just a great example, Joe, of the kinds of things when you've got someone like Terrell Owens on the field, how it does open all these other players up. I know that's the first thing that Terry Glenn said when they signed Terrell Owens. He says this is great because he's going to draw so much attention. I'm going to see more one-on-one coverage than what I have. And we saw a great example of that there when you got Brian Williams trying to play the outside technique on Terrell Owens and not paying attention to Julius Jones.
2nd and 7. Bledsoe keeps it, fires out of the reach of Witt. Well, there is some element, Troy, of Terrell Owens having to be in some way a complimentary player. Obviously, he's a spotlight guy, but you've got Terry Glenn on the other side. You've got a Pro Bowl tight end in Jason Witten. You've got a running back two-headed situation with Marion Barber and Julius Jones. You've got a good defense. So it's not all about Terrell Owens.
Well, tell Terrell Owens that.
You go tell him.
Well, Bill did. Bill Parcells said the day that he signed he's not going to catch 90 balls this season.
3rd and 7. Bledsoe with time again, and that is nearly picked off by Grant. Stepping in front of Terrell Owens. It's 4th down.
And those are the plays you've just got to make. Deion Grant read it the entire way. Bledsoe actually tries throwing that ball late. He wasn't able to get the ball out where he wanted to initially. Comes late into the middle there to Terrell Owens, and Deion Grant's just waiting on him and broke on it and should have had an interception.
So it's Sean Sweezum and not Mike Vanderjagt kicking for Dallas. 32-yard attempt. Wet football, good snap, good hold, perfect kick. They gave Vanderjagt his contract, 3 years, $5.5 million, $2.5 million bonus, but it squeezed him here in the opening weekend, making it 10-0.
Coach, when it's this hot, can any beer be more refreshing than Coors Light?
No, I don't believe that. That's not possible.
We'll save a cold one for you, Coach.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
So how do you choose between Coors Light and cold refreshment?
Well, I don't believe I can segregate the two.
It was a trick question.
Taste the cold of Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Hey, Coach, we still got a 12-pack and 4 ice-cold cans.
Well, 12 and 4 is pretty good.
King is dishing out his double whopper. Triples too, all season long.
Jack Del Rio is none too pleased with the play of Brian Williams, their free agent brought in from Minnesota on that last possession by Dallas. Brian Williams, who was arrested on suspicion of DUI early on Friday morning. There was no punishment from the Jaguars. He may face discipline from the NFL for violating the league's personal conduct policy. And Jack Del Rio let him have it, getting back to the sideline for looking inside and getting fooled on that pass completion to Julius Jones. Coming up on Fox Saturday Baseball, that great matchup. And it doesn't matter what the standings look like, as we say year after year. How do they look right now? The magic number is down under 15 for the Yankees as Boston takes on New York. Phillies and Astros, a great wild card matchup. And the same for the White Sox and A's this Saturday. Coming up on the game of the week. Check your local listings. Back to the line of scrimmage is Fred Taylor.
We were talking about Byron Leftwich there on that last possession that they had, and you know, here he is. He's in his 4th season, Joe, and I do know that he doesn't feel that he's really gotten the recognition, at least here in the city of Jacksonville, like he deserves. And whether that's true or not really is irrelevant. If he goes out and wins games, then that'll take care of itself. But I really think that if he's going to be the quarterback that he needs to be, and this organization is going to get to where they need to be, then this needs to be a breakout year for him. Starting with his big-time test against Dallas, and a penalty flag comes in as Taylor again can only get back to the line of scrimmage. Brady James, their very good inside linebacker, first there.
Personal foul, face mask, 56 of the defense, 15 yards, automatic first down.
For a guy who's called the leader of that defense, Brady James, in his 4th year out of LSU, he's guilty of the personal foul face mask for 15 yards.
Yeah, Brady James has really developed into a heck of a football player after struggling early in his career the first couple of seasons. We're going to see it right there. It was a good call by the official. He let go, but you know, he had a pretty good grasp on it there for a short period of time. And you know, this linebacking core for the Dallas Cowboys is the strength of this defense, which is really saying something considering how solid they are everywhere else.
Reverse to use the speed of Jones, and there is nothing there. And a penalty flag comes in at the end of the play as Jones is able to get back to the 30, lost 6. DeMarcus Ware was there for Dallas. And it looks like another face mask.
Yeah, that's what he initially signaled.
Jerry Austin will sort it for us.
Like DeMarcus Ware got poked in the eye.
The guard did not have the face mask. He had the collar. Second down.
So they wipe away the penalty, and it's a loss of 6 on that reverse to Matt Jones. This, Troy, is we're talking about this Jaguars offense. This is a group of young wide receivers with a lot to prove. Wilford, Matt Jones, Reggie Williams, after Jimmy Smith retired over the summer.
Yeah, I agree, Joe, and yet talking to Jack Del Rio and talking to Byron Leftwich, they feel that this is a better offense than what it was a year ago because of the absence of Jimmy Smith, and I just don't see it.
Handoff is to Fred Taylor, and the crowd doesn't like the way this game started at all. He gets 2, and it's 3rd and long now for the Jaguars. The early games, the opening weekend across the NFL, and some of the headlines. First of all, a vicious hit put on Trent Green. He left the game in the 3rd quarter with a head injury. It was Cincinnati's Robert Gathers who hit him. Michael Vick, part of a big-time win for the Atlanta Falcons against Carolina, and there's the day for Reggie Bush.
Great start for Reggie Bush and for new head coach Sean Payton with a win and over 100 yards total offense from scrimmage there for Reggie Bush.
On 3rd down, Leftwich goes down. Jay Ratliff wraps him up, and the Jaguar offense is going backward.
Well, the one thing about it is we know that Byron Leftwich is not a guy who's going to be able to create some plays with his feet, and it's very difficult on him when you get pressure inside. Now here's Matt Jones, and this has become his go-to guy, and he's not able to create any separation, nor was anywhere else. You can see that Byron is looking. He had some time, but was unable to get the ball out.
Under 3 to play in this first quarter, which has been dominated by the Cowboys. Hansen hits a beauty. Rector from inside the 25, a lot of dancing, and only 3 yards. Since Michael Irvin left, the Cowboys have had 6 different leaders in catches in 6 seasons since he retired in '99. James McKnight, Rocket Ismail, Joey Galloway, Richie Anderson. That was Parcells' first year. Jason Witten, and last year Keyshawn Johnson, who's now part of the 0-1 Carolina Panthers.
And part of the problem with that right there is the fact that the only guy that the Dallas Cowboys drafted on that list was Jason Witten. This organization has not done a very good job of developing their skilled players for quite some time.
Hold up, guys, hold up.
And it's going to be a false start against Dallas.
Ball start, 83 offense. 5 yards, it's still first down.
The Jaguars need a lift, even though it is early, and they need it from their defense. Overall, this defense was number 6 in the NFL last year. 47 sacks, created 28 turnovers. They're trying to figure out a way. Henderson's dancing still. Trying to figure out a way to slow down this Cowboy attack.
Well, this would be a good time to do it because then they could get the ball back to their offense with good field position, something that their offense has not had much of.
On 1st and 15, Bledsoe wide open is Witten, but it's out of his reach. Witten was let go, but the two, Bledsoe and Jason, could not connect.
Yeah, I mean, there was a busted coverage there. That was a zone that was left completely uncovered, and had Bledsoe been able to get the ball into his hands, he had a lot of room to run, no question.
Arizona with a 7-point lead over San Francisco as they officially open up their new retractable roof dome out in the desert. Philadelphia with a win at Houston, and will be in Philly next week for the Giants and Eagles. 2nd and 15, Julius Jones, nothing. 3rd and 15 coming up. Marcellus Wiley, who was a Cowboy for 2004, was there helping for the defense.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Marcellus Wiley was a little surprised that they even wanted him to come back. You know, by his own admission, he did not play well last year in Jacksonville, and then when the coaches said, yeah, we want you to still be a part of this team in '06, it surprised him, and he knows he's now being given another opportunity to play a little better this season.
He didn't play well in Dallas in '04. 3rd and 15. Underneath Barber. And the Jaguar defense holds. Deion Grant on the stop, a gain of 12. It's 4th down.
That's a good job there by this Jacksonville defense. Drew Bledsoe, the guy he's most comfortable with is Terry Glenn, number 83, and that's where he was wanting to go. 3 defenders, actually, one over the top, 2 intermediate, that kept Bledsoe from being able to fit a ball in. But Drew did the right thing, checked it down, and now Jacksonville forced him into a punt.
Matt McBriar, his first of the day, hits a line drive. Chad Owens from inside the 10. Trying to give this Jaguars team a spark, and he's back to the 20. Week 1, our little visit on camera in our booth here in Jacksonville, and so far so good for old Terrell Owens and the Dallas Cowboys offense.
Yeah, it really has been, and I'm surprised that they've been able to move the ball like they have, especially there in that first possession. But you know, we knew coming in that defensively this is going to be a real battle, and there's still going to be a few big plays in this game